Hey, this is Eli Campbell. You know, Steamboat is renowned worldwide for skiing, biking, and all that our natural playground has to offer. We're fortunate, though, that the natural beauty here attracts more than just outdoor enthusiasts. From local legends to world-class acts, amazing musicians regularly play the venues in our little corner of Northwest Colorado. Join me as I explore the stories and experiences of these talented artists who bring unforgettable performances to Steamboat. This is your Steamboat Soundcheck. Eli Campbell here with you on the Steamboat Locals Steamboat Soundcheck podcast. Happy to be joined by Alan Duty and the Lost Rangers local band. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Yeah, now you guys are locally born and bred band here in Steamboat Springs, met in high school playing hockey, bonded over your mutual appreciation for Southern and kind of Texas country rock music. Can you talk a little bit about what brought you together really? Was it the music? Was it the hockey? Was it just all of it together?
Alan and I met our freshman year, and he had this really nice guitar, and so I started trying to hang out with him a lot. And then I met Ryan my junior year playing hockey. We all realized we all like Southern stuff, Whiskey Myers and Turnpike and all the stuff out of Texas, and so we started covering that kind of stuff. And we went from there.
Yeah, and I had a good garage. You remember my place in Country Green that we all practiced. I'm sure you've heard us a few times.
Yeah,
loud in there, but we just all got together in there and started playing and had a really good time doing it.
Yeah, you grew up down the street from me, and definitely would hear some good noise coming out of that garage. And now you're rehearsing in your parents' new house over on Thorpe Mountain. And I have to ask you, when we were texting back and forth, you told me that you guys have the old Double Z bar in that house. Can you tell me the story behind that? Yeah, that's
the old Double Z bar.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have had a few drinks there before. So, how did your parents end up with that?
Well, Double Z was just they were closing, and I'm pretty sure my dad just asked them if what they were doing with the bar and if it was going anywhere, and somehow made it work. So we got the bar from them, and then we actually last summer built it all up. Like, we got the bottom and everything built out, and it was just like a little project for the barn because our new house has a barn in it, and we were like, we got to put a bar and some TVs in there. And so we got the old Double Z bar, which it's just awesome because people come up here and be like, oh, that's super nostalgic.
Yeah, for sure. It's actually the first time I ever tried Rocky Mountain oysters was at that bar after a few drinks. So back to you guys after high school, you kind of all went different ways. Alan, you're at Auburn with Drew. Ryan, you're up at Montana State, and Darren, you're in Nashville. When you were leaving Steamboat, was there a plan to stay together as a band, or were you just kind of hoping that when you come back from kind of the college or vacation, summer, winter vacations, you might get back to playing a little bit?
And so we just kind of play when we're home, but I know, at least for me, and I think it goes for everyone here, that I'll be driving out to go to Montana, and all I can think of is when's the next show? When can I go play with these guys again? I think so. It's just that drive for us to not stop.
Yeah, and we work. I mean, every time, at the end of the summers or winter break, we're really good friends too. It's not only a job, it's all friends here. And we know we're going to stay in touch and in contact. So while we're at school and working, we're writing songs, we're sending stuff to each other. We're using Teams and Zoom, and we're really trying to get together, put stuff together and keep in touch. And we're always looking for gigs. We try to fly out to each other's places to play when we can and write. And it's really cool that we can, continue to communicate.
Except when I fall off the path.
Yeah, except for when he falls off the map.
I mean, I called Drew, it could be a 30-second phone call. It's like, hey, what's going on with this? Answer, boom, hang up. And then I'll look down my phone. It's been 2 hours. It's 2 classes already. We're just shooting shit.
That's awesome.
Nice. Now, I mean, you guys have kind of were talking about, you guys have done a good job of staying together. You're releasing a new album tomorrow, Nicotine and Daydreams, which, coming from many different parts of the country, being able to record and write that. Tell me about the process, and a little bit, I guess, does that come from playing during the kind of coming together as a band during the times of COVID when that was a more normalized thing?
Yeah. So when we first got together and started playing in our garage, we started with only covers, but I'd already written a couple songs that aren't on this album, but just started writing. And as we started playing more and more, we started writing a lot of stuff together and integrating it more into our sound and our set. And we ended up just continuing to write until we got to a point where we were like, we should maybe try to do something with some of these original songs.
Were good enough to
We're at a good enough level to be there. And so I got a contact down in Austin and Dripping Springs, and we put together what we thought after years of playing a bunch of these songs was a good album. And we went down there and recorded, and it was kind of crazy because we're, like you said, away at college at times, but still, here's the parts, practice this. And then we all got together. We had this last summer, we practiced those songs all summer, to reach the goal of recording and putting out something that we thought was awesome. We're very excited to do that. Well, it's been a crazy process writing songs, and this guy and me and him sending each other parts, being like, all right, try this, and learning it, and then sending the recordings back to each other. It's just been a pretty awesome process, but definitely interesting and different.
I think have that effect of being away from each other really put kind of spin on how we get things done. Before when we were in high school, it'd be, I'll just drive to your house and go write it. Like if I write something, I send it to Drew. He'll never hear song. He'll send a recording back, and it'll be completely different than how I wrote it. Then we kind of mesh those parts together. You get the
really
best of our ideas.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Like Darren will send some crazy riff to me, and I'll text him back like, "Dude, send me 4 chords." I gotta have something I can learn how to write to. And I mean, when I joined the band, they literally just put a bass in my hand because I'd written some songs with Alan in Auburn, and it's been a journey. Not something I would have thought I would be doing coming out of high school, but now I'm here with these guys 4 years later, releasing the first album. I mean, I would never put myself writing a song, and I mean that's how me and Alan became friends. He texted me and he was just like, "Yo, you want to hang out?" I was like, "I guess." I never really hung out with you like one-on-one before. Went over, and then a couple drinks later, there's a song.
Yeah, nice. I think that goes for all of us. We never thought we'd be in the position to release music on this platform, especially when we were all in high school, just playing really, really bad music in my garage.
Like trying to kill time during COVID.
Yeah, killing time during COVID and just getting closer as a group. And Steamboat helped us so much grow our love for music and helped us do it. Everybody, Pat and Kim at Schmiggity's, Sean at Old Town Pub, at the Press, they've all been so amazing to us and helped us in every way possible. We can't thank them enough.
Yeah, and now to that end, you guys came from playing together as high school friends to you're closing out your college careers, and you're going to be moving to Austin to kind of pursue that career in music. Obviously, Austin's well known for its music scene, but so is Nashville. So what was it about Austin that drew you there?
The style. We've always grown up playing that Austin style Texas. Like, I mean, Nashville has its own style, and we thought we would be just a better fit with that Austin crowd.
Yeah, I agree. Like Austin, and my family is from Texas, so I always was in that Texas culture, Texas scene. We go all the time. I was there a couple of weeks ago hunting and fishing, but just the people, the culture, and like Drew was saying, the Texas country music, red dirt, that kind of sound, the Southern rock that comes out of there is, I think, what we're looking for in that place. And just having those people and being in a place like that near stuff we love would be great.
I think what's really cool about Texas is, it's a giant state. So like Nashville is very focused on kind of the Nashville sound. Texas has, a ton of different genres.
There's a lot of different stuff under the umbrella of red dirt. It's like garage. You had everything from Marcy's Playground to Nirvana. Those were very different sounds.
Yeah.
What? Those are good. What's funny about that?
Well, I mean, it's a good point because you guys kind of describe yourself as Southern rock, red dirt, but even on your website, you say you have some songwriting styles that can't really be pigeonholed into any specific genre. Can you talk a little bit about that and what's on this new album? You've already released Haunted and No Hearts to Break, but with the whole album, what is the sound going to consist of?
So I think that really does go back to because we aren't able to sit down and write together all the time. And like in our musical backgrounds, like what we just listen to on a day-to-day basis, like I like, obviously, like we all have the common ground of that red dirt, but like I dip into a lot of like the indie style stuff. So that's kind of like how I like to write. And then like we kind of take it and we countrify it a little bit to make it fit a little better. But just each of us have our own writing style and like who we like to kind of like, I guess, resemble, but it all meshes into something new and original and a lot of fun.
It's very interesting how it all works out because when we all came together, we had a couple bands we all liked, but everyone really stayed in their respective genres. And then when we all write, we come together and we kind of mix it all. That's what's really cool about the album that is coming, is that there's not many, like each song is different. There's a couple songs that are, country, southern rock. There's a couple singer-songwriters. There's a funk song. There's a bunch of stuff on there that just is all different. So it's kind of cool to see how all the music we've written is so different across genres and to see what people are going to like. And we're very excited.
I think it's really fun because, we, like Drew said, we all come from like different backgrounds. So someone will come in with a song they thought was going to be like singer-songwriter-y, and I'll sit down and I'm playing a punk beat. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I got to make this part faster. So it's like this constant push and pull, trying to find where the song wants to be. And I'd say very few songs we've come down, like we sat down with a clear idea and just like, this is what we're doing, this is what's happening. Because everyone, like we all want to make it what we listen to, but in that we find like a really good middle ground. Yeah.
Well, and you're going to see that tomorrow night at the Old Town Pub when you guys have your album release party. And if it weren't for a bout of COVID that I'm going through right now, I'd be there with you. But you talked a little bit about the support of the Steamboat community, from Sean at OTP and all the different venues. You played almost every stage here in Steamboat. How will you take that forward with you as you move to Austin? How will that support help you move forward in your career, no matter where that takes you?
We know that Steamboat is always going to be our home and our hearts for what we've done. And we know Pat, Kim, Sean, and Ed, and everybody else who's calling Kelly will all always support us and have our backs. And we hope that we can always continue to come back to Steamboat and make our rounds through here and play music in Steamboat for the people. We had the privilege to play at the free concert series a couple of years ago, which was amazing. And that was something that we were like, I never thought I'd be doing growing up, going to those concerts and then being like, oh, now we're on the stage. And we were told that we were one of the first bands out of Steamboat to ever play on that stage. It was so cool. So we can't thank how much Steamboat's done for us enough and how much they've influenced our songwriting, our publicity, how much they've helped us gain an audience that want to listen. And that's friends, family, everybody here is just so awesome. And we're hoping that as we move our band somewhere different, that we can always make our rounds back here and support in any way we can.
And not only just the support and the journey we've had, but learning how to play on a stage. I mean, we're coming up and first shows we had, I'm sitting there nervous, I'm shaking, I don't want to move. And now it's like we walk into OTP and the vibe is just there and we're dancing and we're having a good time and we're interacting with the crowd. And it's just been a learning curve, and Steamboat's really, really helped us.
I remember specifically, he said, like, I got 2 free sodas. Now it's ecstatic.
When we were 16 and 15.
Then they kicked us out.
They kicked us out. It was awesome.
Kicked you out before it became 21 and over. But here you guys are playing tomorrow night at the Old Town Pub. Nicotine and Daydreams releases. It's going to be a great night. I want to mention that both Haunted and No Hearts to Break are currently playing on our Steamboat Locals Choice for Music, streaming at steamboatlocals.com, through the Steamboat Locals app, and on all smart speakers. Thank you guys for taking some time. I wish that we could have done this in person, but obviously hope to see you in the future here in Steamboat, and wish you the best with the album release party tomorrow.
Thank you. It was really awesome. We appreciate you doing this for us too. It was amazing.